So, hi, Marie.
Hi, Michael.
So, anyway, how are you doing right now? Oh, there you go.
Right now, am I?
Yeah, you're beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's wonderful. How are you right now? Are you okay?
I'm doing better since we talked this morning.
There you go. So let me get people caught up in case anybody's watching this and explain what's happening. So I spoke to you the other day. I called Melody on a whim, and then she told me what happened to your son Mike, and I
Yeah.
had no idea. And that apparently, he was shot and murdered on Valentine's Day. And so I said, "Oh my God, let me call her." I just want. I didn't know why I called Melody, but I did, and then I called you, and we had a spontaneous conversation in which I said, Marie, you obviously are an incredible woman. This is exceptional. And I had this line that I've been sitting with saying there are no ordinary people, just untold stories. And I really have been just starting to do interviews. And I felt that there had to be some benefit to your story being told and shared. And especially, well, I don't want to give it away, but I think the way you're handling this was so incredible, given that Michael just passed on February 14th, and I just spoke to you, and it's not even been a month. I mean, today is March 13th, and honestly, I was so impressed with your energy as a mom, and I know how much you loved him, and so I thought, and I don't want to give it all away, but I thought like, wow, you're this bringer of comfort, and I know there are a lot of people who don't have comfort, and I just thought it would be really amazing for people to get to know you, see you, share with me, obviously, in offering our condolences and getting that kind of love from the field. But the reality is, in my experience, because I went through something when my wife passed away in '98, you don't really need the condolences, but they sure do help to feel the love and to feel the support. And I know that you'll get a continuous amount of outpouring of love for this. But even more important than that is the source of inspiration that you were to me in our first conversation. And so, do you mind? I know this is really difficult on some level, but let what you care to share about what happened to Michael, and then the stuff that you said to me about his murderer and things that absolutely blew me away and made me really feel like the world needs to know about you and hear this story and the way you're handling this.
Because of how I've grown over the years and my spirituality, I know that I'm processing a lot different than the average person. Um, and maybe because of all the losses in my life, I've lost 4 brothers out of 10 children. Um, I probably didn't tell you that one, did I? Um, so when my first brother died, I remember after the funeral and everything, I was out with friends and laughing and having a good time. And I had the thought, you better enjoy life while you can, because you never know when it's your time to go. And I was 14 when I had that thought. And I've enjoyed life. Uh, I love the laughter that I've shared with so many people. Being a laughter therapist and a professional clown,
Mm-hmm.
after being a child with 10 or 9 siblings, um, and immediately after this happened, my spiritual community all over the world has reached out to me. um, I have a wonderful friend in uh, Tennessee who is gifted, and she started getting messages, and she called and shared those with me. I think the day after, or the day of, I'm not sure, but anyway, probably the day after. And then 30 minutes later, she sent me a text with a message from my son to his son. Shall I share that?
Sure, absolutely. And Noah's 21, right?
Yes.
And your son was 40, right?
Yes, 40. Oh no, I just hung you up.
Thanks for hanging up on me.
Sorry. When you're on speaker, I can still touch the button and go to the messages. Oh man.
I love your technological, what'd you say? I'm technologically challenged self.
Yes.
Because I could see when you went to your phone that you try to get on another version of Zoom.
No, I'm trying to go to my messages. I'd rather read the message.
No, please do.
Okay, wait a minute. So this was the message from Michael. I'm not dead. My body is dead, but my spirit and soul still live. Exclamation point. Noah, I'm here for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made some bad choices in my life, but you, Noah, are the best choice I made to be your father. I'm also glad you chose me to be your earthly dad. I love you and I'm here for you. Be strong. Finish school. You have a mission in this life to help others. And then my friend said, Michael will be more help to Noah from the spirit world than he was many times when alive. Hope this makes sense. I just heard Michael's voice loud and clear.
That's amazing. Can't argue with that, because I had my own experiences when Allison passed away in '98, and people would think that we're crazy or that the mind is just making this up to kind of give us peace. But it seems to run a little deeper than that. It seems to be a lot more accurate. It's more than just, concepts that bring peace or ideas or wishful thinking,
Right.
And one of the things that have always worked for me, Marie, is that from the moment of conception, we begin this process of passing. So we're going somewhere the minute the egg cell hits the sperm cell. I mean, that's inevitable. And so that's got to be as much of the destination as the process of life itself.
Absolutely.
There's got to be something here. This return has to be more than, my rational side cannot just think that there's life and then there's death and then that's it and it's all, and so it makes sense that our perception and our ability to really understand the bigness of what's really going on here beyond this world is something that, just because we can't comprehend it, it's fanciful to even consider it. And then to have moments like this, and I really do believe that kind of message and messages like that are just a feeble attempt at helping us to know that everything's okay. It's probably even better than our ability to comprehend it, that things are okay and that he's going to help. But it's probably the best way they can communicate to, us thick corporal beings, But do you know what? Do you know what you said to me that made me say, I've got to record you and you've got to share that? Do you remember what you actually said to me?
About the murder?
Yes, about the murderer.
Oh, that's what I just didn't get the in there. Yes, I do remember, and it surprised me, and it's it's been a little bit puzzling, and you helped me understand why it is the way it is. But I have no animosity towards the murderer. I've had no anger about him or about this happening. I'm still puzzled that it's a strange awareness to have, to know that there's something in me, that an understanding or something beyond me that I don't understand, that I don't have anger towards this man.
And the awareness is actually your awareness of your own experience and the awareness of the why and how you're handling this. That's really the awareness, is that your awareness is about kind of really just giving yourself permission to see that you don't have animosity toward him, which is your experience. So there's two things going on here. You've got there, there's no animosity toward him, and then you're observing that, right?
Yeah. Thanks for helping me understand that.
Well, that's pretty big. I mean, and do you want to share a little bit of what I said that you found to be helpful? This is a test.
I'm going to flunk, I'll tell you right now.
No, you're not going to flunk. You know what? You can paraphrase. You can get this god awfully wrong, and I just let me hear you fumble through this, and whatever parts you share, just trust that those are the parts you needed.
Okay, the topmost thought in my mind is that you told me I'm a very old soul, and I don't even think I can fumble through it, Michael.
If that's the part that you're holding, then that's the part that's absolutely most supportive for you. So is there anything else related to you being an old soul or me sharing such a concept? And I can see my friends out there that may be very scientific or agnostic or atheist thinking, oh my God, what a low blow. Here's a woman lost her son and you're going to throw out that she's an old soul and you're just doing this to console her and help her feel better. God bless you, Dr. Michael. You manipulative son of a bitch, So, and I want to touch I really want to go right for those, because I hear that all the time, by the way. My head always plays the voice of the, they always say, devil's advocate, all the people that are the most skeptical that would, scratch their head and just roll their eyes. That those people are never far from my field. I want you to know when I speak, I roll my head and scratch my head or roll my eyes. So, but there is something to be said, and people need to know this, and this is your experience, and you didn't make an intention to not have any animosity toward him. This is something you discovered. We call that TBA, to be revealed. And so you were I felt, needing to reconcile that this is who you are. And it's so unusual. I mean, it really is. It's not like it's never happens, but on the scale of, traumatic events, and traumatic events happen in life. We just don't know which ones are going to happen to us and when, but bad things happen. And I don't even like using the word bad because it's just life. And the reality is you have to come, I feel, like face to face with, wow, this is you.
Right.
And you don't have this animosity toward this person. Now, you don't see this in society. How do you file that this is you? Do you think this is a game changer around your own self-concept of who you might have believed yourself to be?
Oh, that's a good question. Can I share a story?
Please.
Of somebody else that had this exact experience. I met her a few years ago. She was part of and is part of Synchronicity Foundation that's in Virginia. Their group had gone to Mumbai several years ago. She didn't go. Her daughter and husband were there when the terrorist hit the hotel that they were staying in. Her son and daughter, or her husband and daughter, were killed in the attack. And when she was interviewed a day or two later, she said, I have no animosity towards the terrorist. I was just stunned. I thought, wow, that's incredible. And then I find myself in this same situation. She started a whole foundation. She goes over there and they do healing and everything for that whole area. It's been amazing. And so then to find that same thing is within me, just little old me, is surprising.
Surprising also, what a heck of a coincidence that you two were connected in the way you were connected. And don't you think that has something to do with it? I mean, the scientist in me wants to go, okay, that's two. So explain the connection and how you knew her and what's this group?
Synchronicity Foundation is a spiritual retreat center in Virginia. And it's just an amazing spiritual group that
Well, I would
past.
propose that's a significant factor here. Now, I'm not saying everybody who's in the synchronicity group, if they went through this exact same experience, they too would have no animosity. But it sure is, again, this is how I am a scientist. This is what I look for connections. It sure is a heck of a coincidence that this happened to both of you, and you both have this, I would say, extraordinary reaction. It's not even a response, it's a reaction. This is autonomic in nature. It's like a reflex, and you're having to deal with the fact that, okay, it was one thing to observe her say I have no animosity. Now it's another thing for you, like to say, your awareness that you have to deal with your own no animosity. And how has that been for you?
Well, that's, yeah. So the synchronicity of it is that if I didn't have that to put into my brain, and I would be saying, what the hell's wrong with you, Marie? How can
Exactly.
you not have animosity and anger towards this whole situation that has happened? Uh,
It's the
so
work that you've done, Marie. It's the fact that you give yourself permission to go deep down this rabbit hole of exploring spirituality. And because you've taken the steps that you have taken, you have actually more insulation. We call it personal immunity from attacks. But you're not completely immune from attacks, are you, Marie?
no, I'm not completely immune.
But this is and then now again the fact that and I don't remember how I came to this when we spoke, but that you are a source of comfort, and I still feel that. And I feel like I'm forcing it by bringing that up right now, but it was completely organic on our first conversation the other day.
Yes.
Something about you just being this bringer of peace. And then you brought up an example, talk about synchronicity again. I thought it was really cool that synchronicity is synchronicity, you know, if you think about that, the name of the group. So, what was, when I said the bringer of peace, you mentioned about a book.
Oh, I took a seminary course back in 2005 called the cemetery, yeah, the seminary, or the art of spiritual peacekeeping. And it was James Twyman who had started this group. And I know I have all of that to fall back on. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you the shirt I have on. He did a prayer
It's beautiful.
gathering where he asked for a prayer from every major religion. And this is what that shirt signifies, honoring every major religion.
I love it. I love it. I love the sacred geometry of that picture too.
Yes.
The 12 and the circle. Oh my God. I mean, I could stare at that forever. And that's transcendent to me. That's the kind of freak that I am, is, I have such deep appreciation. That just sends me and spins me. And I'm interested in all the pictures too. I mean, I may take a screenshot of that and kind of freeze frame it when I make the video so that people can enjoy really looking at that.
Okay.
That's really a beautiful thing. So, do you have anything else that you want to add that would really honor Michael's life? What do you think you're needing right now, and what would you like to, we call it, unpack or just like share at this moment?
Well, everybody in my family's not in the same place I'm on this path, on this journey. And I just would ask for prayers and love and energy as the healing needs to come and will come in the family situation that I'm in. I know Michael would want that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we just need to honor that he died for a reason. And I'm putting energy towards that will all present itself in the next little while. We still haven't had the memorial service. That will be March 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
So we have family and friends coming in from around the country, and Yeah, I'm just, this is weird. This is my family. When we put a funeral off or a memorial service or a celebration of life off, the reason we put it off is because it gives people time to make arrangements to come. More people can be there, and it will be a celebration of his life, but like it's like family reunion too.
See, let me tell you something. I really like this, and I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but the reality is
Okay.
when somebody passes, there's so much shock, and then to go through something so significant as a ceremony to honor his life when everybody is still just processing. I love the idea of putting it off. You know me, Mr. Add breath to the system, right? To add breath, let there be space, let there be peace. I think it actually helps you be more present to what this is supposed to really be. It's not just let's put him in the ground and end this thing and beyond and move on because life is non-forgiving. We got to go forward. It is an honor of his life, and you have an opportunity to be at a better place yourself just by waiting rather than being
Yes.
overwhelmed by the loss.
Absolutely.
So I really, really respect that, and I wish that our society would take your lead on this one. I think that that's really fascinating. I think we can do a better job in honoring the loss, and if you are, maybe it's religious or whatever, then make sure you celebrate the 1 year anniversary and do it upright. You really celebrate his life.
Okay. Yeah.
Not you. I'm saying people who've lost that. You seem to, you could do that too. I mean, what the heck? I mean, but get us to know Michael. I really want to do this. If he were here right now, would he say, "Ma, what are you doing?" Or, what do you think he would say right now if he heard all this? Does he have any message? Do you know what his life's message might have been? You don't have to be 100% right, but what are you pulling right now? And I'm asking to keep him alive and to voice him right now. Help us know him.
I think he would have my philosophy: enjoy life while you can. You never know when it's your time to go. He used to tell me in his mind, he wasn't going to live past 30. And he did a lot of crazy things. He was the life of the party.
Mm-hmm.
And he is surprised. I mean, he was shocked when he died, but he was surprised that he lived past 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my philosophy
Beautiful.
of enjoy life while you can, share your love with the people you love, and life is too short to be angry, and learn to forgive.
Life is so short, but I got to tell you, anybody who got to see you right now, who's watching this, even if this is years later, they're getting your gift. And I love this. I call this lightning in a bottle. And that's why I do these things, because your message and the energy in which you're delivering this message will continue to live on. And all we have to do is just decide to look at this video or just happen to fall upon it. I can't thank you enough, Marie. I love you so much, and you know that. And I can't help but be absolutely, in awe at the way you're handling this, but also to continue to send my sympathies to you and love, but way beyond that, because that's so cliche on such a level, though it's true and sincere. And for so many people, it's the best we've got is to offer our sympathies. But for me, I really want to lift you up. And I don't mean just philosophically. I want to recognize you for the incredible woman that you truly, really are. And you inspire me so much. And that's why I did this. And your generosity to allow me to record this even is another reflection of who you are, because I truly believe this is going to help everybody who finds their way to this video. And I believe years from now, people who find this will still be sending you love and prayers, and you won't even know they're watching it, and won't even be on your mind. And you deserve to be exalted. That's the term about being lifted up and raised up, and way beyond philosophical, right? And
Thank you, Michael.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for all that you do, and I love you, man.
I love you too.
Thank you, and we'll talk soon. I'm just gonna watch this and be in awe and be amazed at your generosity and the fact that you allowed me to do this and to post this, and it's so naked and vulnerable, but real. And that's what I want my life to be. And thank you for that.
Well, I want to share one last thing.
You have as much as you want, baby.
I travel the world, and my philosophy in traveling the world, quite often alone, I say I'm changing the world one smile at a time. And whatever I can do to help people realize that life doesn't have to be miserable. I mean, I've been in third world countries and stayed in African village, and the people are happy, and we can all be happy in spite of our sadness. Does that make sense?
It makes great sense. Now let me see that smile. There it is. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
You inspire me to smile. See, that's it. You share smiles, you get smiles back.
You are the bringer of comfort. I just need you to know that. I think when you enter a room, you bring peace, and people don't even know you, but they feel it. And I'm sure they don't know how to file you. I don't even know how to file you, and I'm blessed to know you. But thank you for being you. Thank you for sharing you with me as often and as well as you do, and especially for sharing this. I cannot thank you enough, and it means a lot to me. I appreciate your trust in me, and the fact that you would be so open and honest, and just thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.